Hello, so I am currently in Sydney and Will is all the way back in the UK. Yeah, it's been a really weird week. It feels like it's been longer than a week. Like this time last week we were hanging out together and now we've spent the week apart. I don't even really know how to, I don't even know what to say. I feel like it's been like ups and downs, lots of emotions, but you know, I've tried my hardest to keep myself busy throughout this week. Yeah. I think doing like long distance or being away from someone that you love is very difficult, especially if you've not been put in that situation before. Yeah, it just feels really weird kind of like for us because we've been together for so long. And I think like, I mean, why am I getting so emotional straight up? You know, last year I went on Love Island and it was like a really last minute decision to go onto Love Island. Before I did have like such a loving and I had such a perfect life before I went on Love Island. The only thing that was missing in my life was, you know, someone. There was a missing piece and I'm very lucky that I found Will because I think he was the missing piece. However, I think one thing that a lot of people do forget is like, I know that you see me as Jessie from Love Island and you see me as Will's girlfriend, but before all of that I was me. And yeah, it's been hard because it's been a really challenging year, and I think this last week has given me an opportunity to go and just get back into my regular routines and see my friends, because last year I was living in the UK for like the whole year. I didn't even get to see any of my friends, barely ever. I saw my friend Hayley a couple times. I saw my friend Hayley like a couple times last year. I barely saw my family. So much happened over the year and I was not there for any of it. Because I was away. It makes me feel so sad and bad that I've missed out on so many things in people's lives. So, you know, this week it's like I've tried to fill all that in. It feels like I've tried to fill all of that into 1 week and just pack it in. It's actually really hard living on the other side of the world from your friends and family. But then it's like I've either got to live on the other side of the world for my friends and family, or I've got to live on the other side of the world for my boyfriend. And I just feel like I can't survive without either of them. So yeah, it's been tough and it's been emotional. But so gross. I don't look cute, do I? We had like a really amazing summer this year down in Tasmania with my family. So for those of you that don't know, I have a pretty big family. I'm the oldest of 4 siblings, and the youngest being only 3 years old. And you know, when like toddlers, I feel like they just grow up so fast. Like 1 minute like they're a little baby, the next you blink and then, you know, they're at school. So yeah, last year I did miss out on a lot of Stella's life, so I think it's meant the world for her to have myself and Will down at Tasmania, and we had to obviously say our goodbyes to Stella, which sucked. And then I've got my 3 other siblings, which are just so beautiful. Honestly, I love my family so much. I always feel guilty that I've just missed out on so much of everyone's lives. And then I have like a lot of my close friends here that I've not been present with them. I've been off in living my own life, which is great, and I've been having an incredible year, but I just think it's really hit to home how much I've been here for people who care about me, and I care about them too. So yeah, that's not to say that I absolutely love my life with Phil, and we live really happily together. I feel lost without him. Okay, sorry about that. So I do really feel like, because I've just had so much time to think and be on my own this week, that it's really put me in the feels. And I've realised I have missed out on a lot in the last year of my friends and family here in Australia. But then I miss Will so much. And I miss him so much that I have made the decision that I am going to be going back to the UK. And I'm not going to be just going back for a little while. I've actually got an application in process for a 3-year visa. So let's give you an update on the visa and why I stayed back here. If you have a look behind me, you'll see that there's a lot of stuff. I do have lots and lots of stuff in Sydney and Tasmania that I need to pack up and clean and get it out, because I did not intend to move away last year. It was like an accident. So I've still got my house. I've still got everything. The internet bills are still running. Everything is like, it's like I still live there, but I don't. So it's really convenient when we want to come back because we've got somewhere to stay, but it's not really convenient in terms of like life. Like, for example, the house in Tasmania, that could be being rented out to someone instead of just sitting there empty, and vice versa. We've got all this stuff in Sydney. This just needs to go. It's just cramming a living space I don't need. So when we were in Australia, Will and I just honestly were being so present, hanging out with my family, having such a great time that we didn't want to clean this. And there were a few of my friends that I didn't get to see while we was down and whatnot. So, you know, I kind of like packed everything into this week. I've kept myself very busy to get over the separation. The first few days I was like really miserable and just in the fields, in the blues, not doing anything, not motivated. And then I almost had to remind myself, like, who the heck are you? I was like, you know, I think it's great to have relationships where you spend all the time with each other and stuff, but I still need to have my own sense of identity, and I need to be able to live without my boyfriend. Like, I need to do that. So what I did is I forced myself out of the house. I booked myself some appointments, got my nails done, lashes, hair, and I caught up with the girls, and I had some really good girl time, which I just think I needed, and I think everyone needs it. No matter how much you love your boyfriend, you've still got to have that love for your friends, and that's something that I've really just been happy to have that time with my friends this week. Feels like I haven't had enough time. It is Valentine's Day next week, and Will and I obviously are really devastated that we can't be spending it together. But I have had a visa in process. So my visa application did happen before Will left. Now, Will had to go back to the UK because he had a work job in Wales. He had a really cool job with TikTok and the BBC. Really proud of him for that. And, you know, he did consider staying back in Australia with me until my visa got approved. However, I said, you know, you need to take these career opportunities. So he's taken the career opportunity and he's gone over and he's done that, which means he had to leave earlier than me. I've got my visa application, and yeah, so you know that visas can take quite a while. However, in a very spontaneous moment, I paid to get it priority so that it gets approved faster. It cost a lot of money. It cost me $1,000 to get the results faster. But for me, I just honestly, when they said it would be 3 to 6 weeks, I just got so much anxiety. I just was like, I can't do that. Like, I just can't. I feel like when I was younger, I did long distance relationship for 2 years, and it was like just not the vibe, not the vibe. And I obviously love Will so much, and I trust him with every bit of my heart, but you know, it's just still triggers like old emotions in me. So yeah, too much anxiety to wait that long, so I did pay to get priority. Now, this is where the shock split of Will and I came. So my visa got approved, but something happened with my passport. So my passport was like not ready, and there was a delay with it. So my visa was approved within 2 days. I got the yes. However, my passport didn't get sent back, which meant Will had to jump on the flight without me, and I'm gonna wait here. So if I didn't pay for priority, it would have had to be the 3 to 6 weeks. And yeah, no. So yeah, I'm waiting for my passport to come back. I'm fingers crossing it comes back before Valentine's Day, and if it does, I will be paying for the next flight, and I'll be getting on that flight because my visa actually started on the 10th of February. So after the 10th of February, my visa is approved. I just don't have my physical passport. Once my passport arrives back to me, I can jump on a plane and I can come and I can live in the UK for 3 years, which is very exciting. I think that is also why I've got a lot of emotions right now, because I'm packing up all my stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I'm moving. Like, I love Will so much. I don't have any doubts about our relationship, but it's just really hitting home to me how much my life has changed and how much I'm going to miss and love my friends and family. But in saying that, I always remind myself I should be grateful that I've got people to cry about. I should be grateful that I have this much love for people all around the world, and, you know, not sit and dwell on it. So it's just been a sad week in terms of emotions, but I know once I get to the UK, everything is gonna just go back to how it was. And, you know, me and Will can start our proper life together, because now that I have my new longer term visa, I can do things such as buy a car, rent a house. Yeah, so, you know, I can look to do things and actually properly settle. And something I'm really excited too is I could work as a personal trainer in the UK again, because that is just something I would love to do. And yeah, me and Will have lots of exciting things coming up. So yeah, this is a big spiel, but I have been like seeing lots of comments on social media, and there's a lot of, you know, people speculating, and I've even had people being like, oh my god, you mustn't miss Will if you're going out partying with your friends. And I just, honestly, I think like it's so important for people to have friends and you have your partner. I think that is so important to have relationships outside of your partner. That doesn't sound right, does it? Relationships, like friendships is what I mean. And think it's really important to have a life. And in the UK, I must admit, I don't have as strong friends as I do in Australia. These are like lifelong friends, they're my family. This is my home. So when I've been here, you know, first few days was down in the dumps, crying. I was calling Will, being like, I'm not okay, being a little mess, probably not letting him enjoy his time with his friends because I was just crying all the time. But yeah, I don't even know what I was saying, I forgot. It's been good though. Will's got to catch up with his friends. He's you know, gone to the pub a few times with the boys. I've been able to catch up with my friends. I've been going to the gym. Been loving going to the gym. But yeah, time to hopefully get my passport and get back to the UK, and fingers crossed I'm worried it's lost, because it's supposed to be couriered to my house and it's just not. And I'm like, is it gone to the wrong address? Like, I don't know what is happening. It might have even gone, I don't know. But my visa's been approved since last Saturday. So it was actually approved while we were still here, but my passport just never arrived back. So yeah, But I do want to say as well, I do really appreciate any love and support from people everywhere. I really do appreciate. There are a lot of lovely comments I see, and you know, I do have to remind myself occasionally you are going to get someone be negative, but there's probably like 1 in 100. Do you know what I mean? But sometimes those negative comments hit in the feels, but that's okay. And there are lots and lots of nice comments. But I do also just want to remind you guys that, like, I know what you see on social media is one thing, but like, you guys actually see the tiniest snippets of both of our lives. Like, what we post on TikTok is like 1 minute usually of our whole day. There's so much more emotions and experiences and things that we go through on a daily basis. So yeah, just be a little bit kinder to people on social media, because you don't always know the full story. And don't worry about Will and I, we are fine, so there's no need to speculate on that. But yeah, okay, that was just like, I've been a little bit lonely. So it was good to actually sit down and have this chit chat. Thank you for watching, and fingers crossed in the next video I'm heading to the UK.